Hello everyone, it's Serenity. I hope you're doing well. So today's video is basically a reminder and it's done because I am concerned. Yeah, because those of you who acknowledge source, maybe you don't believe in Jesus or Christ, but when you realize that Jesus or Christ came here as a model, once again, I will say a model, an example, not someone for you to worship, but just to acknowledge the fact that, yes, this is real helps you. It's not that you become this religious fanatic and start worshiping, but once again, it's as a model, an example, because I have said many times this world is upside down. It does not know what love truly is. So that is why you need an example from source, the originator who is love. I would like to read something for you from the Gnostic Gospels. It's in the Sophia of Jesus Christ. It says, "The wisest have pondered on the ordinate of the world and its motion, but they haven't found the truth. Ordainment is controlled threefold, claim philosophers who can't agree. Some think it's self motivated, that it's divine providence or fate. It's none of these. None are near the truth, for they reason with man's limited mind. But I myself, who emanates from pure, boundless light, I am here. I know God." Now, a lot of what I say, people want to say, no, that's not right, and argue. And many of you have realized that I don't argue. It's just, for the most part, not productive as to the reason I am here. So I don't waste my time and my energy going back and forth with people. And if you read the Bible, once again, Jesus is an example, you will see he also did the same. He did not argue, he showed love. And that's why I'm doing this video, because of love. If I didn't care, I would stay silent. But I can't do that. That's not why I'm here. And I already said as well, I'm not here to be liked by man. That's not my purpose. But it is to basically shed light on things so you have a thorough knowledge and understanding of source and what source expects and wants for all of creation, especially those who are made in source's image and capable of love and forgiveness. So, I'm going to read a few scriptures. The first one is Proverbs, and that's Proverbs 28:13. And that one reads, "Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy." Another one, Micah 7:18. "Who is like you, pardoning iniquity and passing over transgression for the remnant of his inheritance? He does not retain his anger forever, because he delights in steadfast love." Luke chapter 6, verse 37. "Judge not, and you will be judged." Wait, sorry. "Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Luke 17:3. "Pay attention to yourselves. If your brother sins, rebuke him, and if he repents, forgive him." Luke 23:34. This is when Jesus was suffering and wrongly accused. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do." Matthew 18, and it's 23 through 35. This is basically, sorry, I'm just really, I'm trying to hold back my disappointment and sadness because there are ones that I thought were really doing well, and it's almost like to see them backstep is upsetting and disappointing for me. So, yeah, Matthew chapter 18, 23 through 35. And that says, therefore, the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who wished to settle accounts with his servants. When he began to settle, one was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents. And since he could not pay, his master ordered him to be sold, with his wife and children and all that he had, and payment to be made. So the servant fell on his knees, imploring him, have patience with me, and I will pay you everything. And out of pity for him, the master of that servant released him and forgave him the debt. But when that same servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. And seizing him, he began to choke him, saying, pay what you owe. So his fellow servant fell down and pleaded with him, have patience with me, and I will pay you. He refused and went and put him in prison until he should pay the debt. When his fellow servants saw what had taken place, they were greatly distressed, and they went and reported it to their master, all that had taken place. Then his master summoned him and said to him, you wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. And should not you have mercy on your fellow servant as I had mercy on you? And in anger, his master delivered him to the jailers until he should pay all his debt. So also my heavenly Father will do to every one of you if you do not forgive your brother from your heart. Now I want to read one more in Luke chapter 18, and 9 through 14. And this is about the Pharisees, the parable. It says, he also told this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. Two men went up into the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing by himself, prayed thus, God, I thank you that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I get. But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Why did I read these scriptures? Because if you truly know source and love and are a follower of Christ, which is basically a part of source, then you will not be condemning others, especially after they have confessed their sins. They are repentant and have proven so through time. Also, ask yourself this: who did Jesus use to spread his message? Did he sift through people to find the perfect ones who never did anything wrong in their lives? Did he? Were they perfect? Or were the ones that he used repentant and reformed tax collectors, adulterers, prostitutes, had multiple husbands, etc.? Ask yourself this. Now, after taking this in with humility, because that's what it takes to actually self reflect and make changes based on knowledge and the example that Jesus Christ came and gave. If you still want to judge and condemn others, you might as well have not left religion in the first place, because true divine love has not transformed you. And I realize it is a work in progress, and that's why I'm doing this video. Because basically, what you're doing by continuing to judge and condemn others is you're creating your own form of love and acceptance, which is exactly what the one who rebelled did. And that's why we're all here trying to undo what he did. So, why would you want to just keep following in those footsteps? I already mentioned in other videos that some of you are here helping because you were bestowed with forgiveness and volunteered to help because you've seen the error in your ways. But many have come back here and are starting to repeat the same cycle over again. And this is one way, and I also mentioned this, that you are disciplined. It isn't harsh like this Yahweh or Jehovah's punishment is. It's loving, because sometimes you have to go through what you formerly supported to understand that it was not loving and it was wrong. But the very ones who were pardoned of their past errors, and that's why I read the parable of the debtor that was forgiven all his debts, but then took his fellow slave and held him accountable when he was pardoned for so much more. You were pardoned, you were forgiven, and you can't even do the same to your fellow brother. And I know many of you are going to say, well, I don't even know what I did. That's not fair. I don't remember. There's a reason why you don't remember. There's many. Because if you realize some of the things that you did in other lives, it would be very difficult for you to even conduct yourself in a way that you would feel proud of in this lifetime. Also, if you knew what you did and you were here to basically make amends, you would be trying to prove something for the wrong reasons, not because your heart had truly changed. Now, if Source was like these ones who still want to hold on to things, when people are not that same individual, none of you would be here. You would have already been judged and condemned. Think about it. Many of you sided with Source's enemy that tried to extinguish her light. You did that. You were forgiven and given the chance to be used to help others, even though you sided with her enemy. So, really, where is the loyalty? Is it with Source, or is it still with this rebel? It has done so much to hurt her, and you're still continuing. To perpetuate those traits that are in opposition to love. As I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't. It's too much. That's why I need you guys to unite in love and stop hacking at each other. Okay, I can't do anymore. I love you all. I truly do. That's why I'm here. That's why I do these videos. I'm not going to attack anyone because that's not my nature. Okay, peace be with you. Take care.